do. At least you guys are going to do, and I'm going to do here right now.
And Ashevane asked, what do I think about Rise top with the bruisers in the current meta? Well, currently, Rise is his early game is actually very weak because he spends the first 1.4k gold on mana. And mana does not translate into damage nearly as quickly or as effectively as AP does for most AP mids. So his early game is extremely weak, and because top lane is so long, bruisers can actually chase him down. In the mid lane, he's a little bit safer because he's just able to farm out, and then if he gets chased down, he's at his tower within maybe 2 seconds. But in the top lane, especially if you're running against like a Singe with Ghost, a Darius, an Aurelia, a Renekton, a Shyvana, you don't have the sustain nor the damage output early game, so you just fall behind. And when you fall behind 20 CS to a Renekton by level 6, you lose the lane. You just get dove over and over again.
Now the two teams here, I do believe this is into the losers bracket, so they are fighting for the spot to then be qualified into this LCS style tournament brought to you by PulseFire Gaming. All information can be found down below. This is going to be Team East Coast, which makes up of Purple Team here, and then it will be as well versus PFG Fury, which is Blue Team.
And PFG going with the Thresh. They've pretty much, I believe, why does this team look familiar? Have we been watching PFG?
PFG, we did get to see one game of them play. Yes.
And Thresh has actually been a very, very contested pick. Thresh is one of the top tier supports actually, Thresh and Leona, because of their playmaking potential. We've seen a little bit of resurgence in Alistar and quite a bit of drop off from Annie, just because Annie's not very tanky, and it becomes very problematic when your stun no longer is as good early game, and Thresh's hook can outplay your stun. But decide to pick in they're showing Kayle and Wukong, and I feel like they're just doing mind games for us.
This is definitely one of the things where you can't ever, you're like, oh, it's gonna be this champion, it's gonna be this champ, it's gonna be, done. You wait for it to just happen. But we did see PFG play earlier. That is when Click Click Splat played Draven.
And here is the Wukong jungle. Now, with Lulu and Wukong, if they actually pick Lulu and Wukong, it's going to be a great synergy. Wukong can go in with the clone, ult, and then Lulu ults the Wukong. So not only are you providing a speed boost off of the ulti, you have a speed boost, AoE slow, and double knockup. And because Wukong's ulti scales so well with AD, a 4.8 AD ratio,
oh, and the big switcheroo.
They actually didn't pick Wukong. I'm very surprised. Amumu also a really good synergy with the Lulu though. So with Quinn and Vigar.
Now this is
very interesting. These are some very interesting picks.
It's cool to see, though, a little bit of change. I have not seen an Amumu played except for in Silver and Bronze.
Amumu is actually considered one of the higher tier junglers right now because his early game dueling potential is actually surprisingly deceptive.
Now, I wonder if it will be a Teemo as ADC. They had Silver selected before, but changing on up again as they've been known to switch champions.
Obviously, they just trolled me with the Wukong pick, so
gotta wait.
I'm gonna wait for the Silver.
We do see Cho'Gath being picked in the top lane. He was picked earlier versus Trundle, and it's weird to see. I mean, both those champions are gonna stay in the lane indefinitely. They both have sustain, and I'm curious to see who Blue Team's gonna put up against them. I mean, Cho's gonna sit up there, non-stop farm, pop you up, silence, clear the wave. There we go. We see the Trundle. Could be jungle.
That is a very good point. Trundle and Cho, both very tanky top laners. I think Trundle has the advantage over Cho because of his ulti.
maybe?
I don't think so.
I don't know. These guys have been pretty lolsy here. There we go. We are gonna. That's more likely a pick here. There we go. The instant lock. But blue team looking had just the CC they have. Thresh Hook, Box, Flay. They have the Vigar AoE massive stun, Renekton guaranteed stun, and then late game at the 6-second pillar. Or sorry, 8-second pillar.
So, Renekton versus the Cho'Gath top lane. Renekton is actually going to outbully the Cho'Gath pretty much throughout the entirety of lane phase. Especially if you get a kill early on Cho, this Cho is just going to be dead meat. Vigar versus Katarina. It depends on on how the lane is played out. Katarina can actually poke Vigar down because her harass is much safer, but Vigar is able to burst down Katarina extremely quickly.
That's one of the things we're gonna have to watch for. Where if Katarina goes in and Vigar misses the stun, it's over. He's dead.
Right.
Like
Katarina can build the Abyssal Scepter, and that'll make her all in versus Vigar actually acceptable. But if she opts for a DFG, it's not the best.
We are going to see when it comes into the game. I mean, you look, purple team, look at the AoE. You have Amumu for the initiation, Cho'Gath with pop-up, they have Sivir for getting the whole fight started with her ultimate, Lulu as well with the overgrowth, able to put down a massive AoE slow, and Katarina can just come in, oh look, you're low, Shumpo, Sinister Steel, ultimate, Shumpo, etc., etc. Repeat.
But don't discount blue team. Blue team has a much better team fight, and if purple team falls behind in laning phase, especially, and Katarina can't get resets, Katarina is far behind in lane phase. Maybe let's say Vigar gets snowballed. You're looking at a 3-second or 2.5 second or whatever the duration, 2.5 second AoE stun, followed by an unkillable Renekton and an unkillable Trundle bashing on your Katarina, your Lulu, your Sivir.
I like the Trundle pick because you know that this Cho'Gath's going to go top, and he's going to sit there and stack armor, stack magic resist, and Trundle can build full damage and then go, oh, hi big boy, come here. Use his ultimate, sap all that away and the HP, and then just dive into the backline.
Yep, and one of the issues with Quinn is that she's a really, really good duelist, but in terms of her range and in team fighting, if she's not ahead, she can't really stand toe-to-toe versus a Sivir, because Sivir's ulti offers so much mobility for the enemy team. Or for her team, rather.
I was like, for the enemy team, since when does Sivir ult and give the enemy team movement? If that was the case...
This is why I made a petition to go to sleep 20 minutes ago.
That's okay, don't worry. We'll keep you around, we'll keep you alive and active.
And Sivir, Lulu, and Amumu is really great synergy, especially with Sivir being able to ult. She can facilitate a gank very, very quickly.
I want to know, you viewers, who do you root for right now? Are you rooting for blue team, which is making up of PFG Fury, who we did see earlier play, but were knocked out by Click Click Splat? This is the losers bracket, of course, so everything is on the line. Or is it going to be Team East Coast? We also saw them play. They were the first team that we saw, and they've been clawing their way back from that losers bracket. Who's it going to be? Purple team with that AoE massive initiation, or blue team with just a rock solid team? What's your thought there?
I think the lanes to watch are Vigar in the mid lane versus Katarina, and both of the jungle and the top lane, because those three lanes, they're going to be pretty much the deciding factor. I mean, Sivir and Lulu, they're strong and all, but you need that tanky front line, especially to disrupt the AoE comp. AoE comps, especially with a Katarina in it, they only work if the front line is not big enough to prevent resets. But once Trundle bulks up and once Renekton bulks up, if they do it properly and they do it in a timely fashion, that's one way to counter the AoE. And obviously Vigar, he's always going to be relevant if he doesn't fall behind.
Oh yeah, and all he's got to do is lay down the stun and go, that's cool, Katarina, you're really fed. Guess what I do to really fed AP mids? Bye-bye. Using that ultimate. And Primordial Burst does more damage based on how much AP you have.
Yep. Katarina needs to definitely rush that Abyssal Scepter to be able to tank out the V-Guard burst, and also to outtrade V-Guard. If she rushes the DFG, like I said, she's just be way too squishy. Unless she can somehow juke the V-Guard stun, whether it's through like a fake initiation into a flash jumpo, or some sort of, I don't really think you can flash a point blank event horizon because the projectile is instant cast.
I'm trying to think. I mean, first thing I do is rush magic resistant Katarina. I'd build AP, get a Negatron cloak, and then know, alright, he's gonna try to burst me, that's how Vygar plays, but if I poke him down and he uses that stun, I mean, you have, what, 12, 14 seconds before it's up again, that you can just jump right in on him. Shumpo, Sinister Seal, Ultimate, and meet his demise.
And if we learned anything from LCS, especially in the... What game was it? The one with the Dignitas. I think Scar and Katarina. Maybe not Dignitas. But if we learn anything from LCS, it's that Katarina has huge damage potential. If you beta fight in the jungle with vision control and you have a frontline soak up some of the damage, like the show could be doing, Katarina can get resets with ulti, QW, and it's just devastating. But in order for her to get the resets, she needs to be protected and she needs to go in at the right time. So in team fights, everyone look for Katarina's positioning, and also look for Vygar's positioning. The mid laners are going to be the superstars of this match.
True. I mean, the ADCs, Sever's going to be in the back line throwing down autos, but she's going to be autoing Renekton and Trundle. And then Quinn is going to be hitting Cho'Gath and Amumu. So...
Or Quinn could be in bird form running away. Like, what am I doing in a team fight? I should be split pushing. What is going on?
What am I used for?
How did I get here?
Valor to me, let's get out of here. We're going home. But then you're going to have the whole rest of the team looking back and be like, what the heck? And then they die because Katarina finally came in and showed her face. Maybe this kitty cat, Katarina, will claw her team to victory. Alright, I'm done.
I believe you got a couple more in you.
Maybe throughout the...
What do you have for Cho'Gath?
I don't know. I'm pretty hungry. I hope he doesn't feed.
Oh man, that's bringing the refrigerator to top lane.
Oh, we have a DC right off the start. Looks like 2 may have DC'd. Anytime you load into the game and you see 2 people just standing in the very center of Fountain, that means DC. Just letting you know if you go into a ranked game and it doesn't say anything, that's what it's for. But,
and they're saying that the support crashed.
Well, it does happen. They were saying that one of the members bug splats when he loads into the game, but then he comes back. So that was one of the things that at least I was told. I thought that it would have been told at least to the enemy team before the game started, but I guess that wasn't the case.
And so my camera is centered on Renekton right now. I wonder why Renekton.
Why are you like you're looking at Renekton?
No, well, no, the on the bottom left.
Yeah, bottom left.
A summoner has reconnected.
It's on Renekton currently.
Oh, well, that's just saying because Renekton is going to be historically awesome in this and set records for awesome laning that he's... I got him. I actually do not turn on chat there, Strummer. I'm sorry. I refuse to turn it on because if there is any bantering or inappropriate language, I choose to not see it. So, yeah. I do know, however, that Dreamless keeps it on. Unless you don't. Maybe you don't.
I actually do keep it on.
Yeah, I figured as much. So are they saying anything that is important?
They're saying happy birthday.
Oh, well, it is.
And they're saying that they should get a victory off of birthday clause.
The birthday clause. That does mean First Blood needs to go to the birthday boy, for anyone who doesn't know.
And Amumu also says we would have played Surprise Party Fiddlesticks and camped you out. Because it's your birthday.
Happy birthday! You're 3v2ing now! Now, for anyone who doesn't know, I am One Nut Wonder. This is my channel. As everything you see on it is all me, and the co-caster here is
Dreamless X.
There we go. So now anyone who doesn't know the voices, you can kind of put the voices to names here.
And I believe people are reconnecting. We have 2 reconnects so far. There might be a couple more. Obviously a little bit of bug spot and client issues. I actually had a black screen loading into the Rift.
Yeah, it was black screen for like 15 seconds, and then all of a sudden it showed up like, oh, hey, you want to spectate this game? Yeah, sure, why not? You can. Just took a little bit of time, that's all. And yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I am just a simple platinum player. I've played far too much League. For anyone who knows, roughly 6,000 games played, and I know a lot about the game. I just can't translate my knowledge into skills, where Dreamless X is a diamond player and definitely is able to just serenade your ears with so much knowledge, and he'll learn you something real quick. You just gotta stick around. And as long as he's not sleeping.
As long as I'm not sleeping.
Which you're pretty tired.
One of my pastimes, obviously.
Your pastime boarding, sleeping.
Very good. Very good.
And eating. There may be some sticky water involved, but that's just because you play League of Legends and you get kills, which causes blood in the water. And
the water coagulates.
Yeah, exactly.
The water. So I get kills. There's water on the ground. The water coagulates. It turns to blood. The blood turns into a pool, and out comes Vladimir. And you're like, what the fuck? It's a 65. How did this happen?
Half-Life 4 confirmed. Or 3. Sorry. They can't have 3s.
You know, so you should actually turn on the chat, even if it is distracting. It is quite funny to see.
All right, how do I turn the chat on?
I believe there's if you hit escape, maybe interface. I'm not quite sure. Show some. I don't really know. Oh. Okay. So if you go to interface visibility. Do you okay, on the bottom left, do you see Fog of War?
Fog of War.
Yes, and then to the right, do you see all? And then to the right, you see a I.
I see set Fog of War to all.
Okay, and then right next to the all drop-down menu, there should be an interface visibility. It's an I. If you hover your mouse over the I, it says interface visibility. Do you see the camera? Toggle directed camera.
Are you talking recording camera. Like in interface or under like hotkeys interface?
No. I'm talking. Sorry, not hot. On the what you're actually seeing in spectator mode, not on the options or anything like that. I apologize.
In spectator mode.
Inspect. So hit escape. Get out of all your. Go to. Basically, what are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at. The game has been paused.
Okay, good. On the bottom left, do you see the eye icon?
Oh,
it should.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then click on chat.
There we go. Holy tits, that's a lot of chat. Well, I found it. Now we can see what everyone is saying. Sleep is for the weak, the caster told him. Well, I didn't tell him that. You guys told him that sleep was for the weak. Let's be honest here. I said he could go to bed. Now, technically, it has been over 5 minutes for the pause, which you should then be forced to unpause and continue playing the game as a 4v5. Just throwing it out there, but of course, we don't.
Obviously, both teams are.
As we say, there goes the Lulu coming back in here.
All right, and it seems like we're gonna start it up any minute now. And here we go.
So it is resuming. We are still, 3 minutes behind, so there's no need to worry about ghosting. The most you saw was an item being picked up by Renekton, which was the Dorn Shield and Health Pot, which is no different than what would have normally been shown. So, not too bad there.
That's next level reconnaissance right there.
Got a ghost on the stream.
Oh no! Renekton started Dorn Shield.
What am I gonna do? What do you do?
What do you do to counterplay that? Oh, I gotta start Dorn Shield as well.
Oh no! no, I gotta start with Crystalline Flask and Health Pots and Mana Pots. That was the counterplay.
And it seems like they are in. GLHF has been said. And once again, we look at defensive positions. Purple team is forming a defensive line, and blue team is forming a defensive line. They're not wanting to invade, although Blue's blue buff is
a bit of a dance party going on here with the Trundle and Vigar. But yeah, everyone just kind of spread out. No one wants to go and do that invade for some odd reason. I mean, I'm a big fan of invading, depending on if you have a team that is ready for it.
What skin is that Katarina?
That's Kitty Cat Katarina.
I actually have that skin.
How do you not know what the skin is?
I never used it.
This guy.
She was in a bush. I couldn't tell.
You saw it in the loading screen.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, man. Now, quick question. Would you rather sleep in a tanning bed for a month or a small suitcase? I choose the suitcase. I don't like my skin being...
Wait, how small are we talking here?
Question. Maybe I should have asked that. Let's sleep in a handbag. Suitcase.
I mean, if I was a Chihuahua, I would be completely okay with sleeping in a small suitcase. And also, if I was a lizard, I'd be completely okay with sleeping in a tanning bed. But, so how small are we talking?
We'll have to wait and see what GLHF GG LOL ends up saying here.
And this Renekton is just gonna completely bully the crap out of this Cho'Gath.
Now, why do you say that?
The problem with Cho'Gath is that he doesn't have the dueling capabilities as Renekton does. He's very squishy in the early game, especially pre-6. He can't do much, and also in the mid lane, like I said, Katarina gets much safer poke on Vigar than Vigar gets on Katarina. So Katarina is gonna handily win the early game against Vigar, especially because she started Doran Shield and has a sustain. And look at that chunking damage coming out.
That's all it takes. He's got to get all three of his skills. He can absolutely bully out that Cho'Gath. But he's got so many pots. I mean, this Cho can sit there with his passive life regeneration on top of his farming capability. And we do see a Mumu coming in on the top for the Renekton. He's looking for the stun as Trundle shows up in the mid lane. The Shunpo is going to disengage into the laughter. Renekton taking some auto attacks, but they are not going to continue on here. He did not flash or use any summoners.
Yep. But Amumu forced out the potion from Renekton, which is extremely important. Renekton could have played that better by going into the brush immediately, such that the Amumu would have to, kind of face check into the brush to see Renekton, and then he gets a double dash. You can dash onto Amumu and then dash again. And you get a little bit more distance with that. But once again, Sivir Lulu handily winning the lane against.
But the hook does come down, and there goes the Flay. But the Flay
goes in the wrong direction.
Wow.
Oh no.
Says Sivir, don't worry, we don't want you in the tower. Get out of here.
It's more like, I got you. Come here. Okay, go away.
It's the anti-Scorpion. We do see everyone just kind of farming it out. Amumu and Trundle both made their big debut. Not either gank was successful. Just, I love seeing this Lulu skin. It is awesome. And that back animation with that pearl gets so big. It's so adorable.
Mm-hmm. We have Vigar pretty much in half mana, and Katarina.
We do see the stun coming out. However, she's just going to giggle as the pillar comes down. The stun does go down onto the Trundle, but is it going to be enough? Trundle still running, red buff ticking. The tears, they hurt so good! Katarina using the blade is not going to get the kill, though.
And whenever you play Katarina, you generally see Katarina players, they don't opt to use their trinket until they get ganked. They're actually safer from a gank not warding than warding, which is a little bit counterintuitive, but for Katarina it does make sense.
Because then you can just Shunpo to the ward. And if you already put it out there to see them coming, and there's no minions, it does you very little good then.
And Quinn struggling versus the Sivir. She's down on HP potion, down 9 CS, and Sivir still has her potion.
Oh, but look at the Cho slowly working his advantage here. And if he can keep that Renekton down, he could global him with pop-up, silence, and feast. Here we go. It's a battle of the beasts.
This Renekton is
the
not
pop-up. He's looking for the silence, but the stun comes out. Waiting for a cooldown. The auto attack. Looking for the silence at first blood. Quiet.
Wow.
I kill you.
And he didn't even have Ignite. I believe Cho'Gath, Katarina going aggressive on Veigar. Veigar out of mana, basically forced to back because he's not going to be doing much at all. Cho'Gath maxing silence versus the Renekton, which is basically what you want to do when you don't want to trade auto attacks.
That was a great play, and we see that in this bot lane, you're looking at the Sivir, who's got the bouncing blade, basically so that it constantly is hitting all the targets. So she can shove this lane, and she's got Boomerang Blade, which, on top of Lulu's auto attack, basically bonus.
Not quite sure what this Renekton is building though.
He's looking for that early Warden's mail to kind of get super tanky, I guess, but don't know why.
But Cho'Gath is AP. I don't understand.
Well, you know, he's just trying to be an alligator. He wants that tough skin. That's why he's building Warden's mail. He's got to protect it.
Cho'Gath definitely looking in very good shape with not only the Catalyst, but also Clock Armor pickup. And he has to sustain to stay in the lane.
Yeah,
Renekton, a little bit of mismanagement of Fury. Kind of going in and burning his Fury on E instead of Q about 3 times in a row. And there he is doing it again. That's not the optimal way to win a lane as Renekton.
And now you just see, look at this Cho'Gath. He does not care at all. He's able to hit those minions, get 40 HP back when that Catalyst starts then going off because he gets the level. He's not leaving this lane ever.
Well, it's getting to a point where Renekton really can't trade with Cho'Gath. Just because of the sustain. And I do believe Renekton is just, he's not really managing his Fury very well.
True.
Uh-oh.
See Mumu being a ninja does get the counter smite. Trundle has no idea what's going on. The pillar comes off. Mumu's looking for the stun. He does get it. Katarina's coming on over looking for the assist. And she does pick up the kill, actually. As now they are going to be going on to the Veigar. Veigar does get the stun. Looks on to do the damage to Katarina. But it's not enough. Curse with Sad Mummy coming out. They're going to be able to pick up that kill. As Katarina shun pose out from behind the turret.
And I'm kind of wondering why Veigar didn't use his ulti and ignite. He would have killed Katarina pretty much instantaneously.
Just what we are talking about, it's gold and below players that are here. Not saying that they're bad or anything, just the lack of knowing what your champion can do could have been all. He was fearful of thinking that he could global out the Katarina and didn't go for it.
And this Cho'Gath is just putting on the hurt. His ultimate is up right now. I do believe this is a dead Renekton.
That is exactly it. Renekton trying to go in, get the farm, but instead ends up in the belly of the beast.
Dinosaurs eat crocodiles.
Maybe they do. They were around at the same time.
Lesson learned.
I mean, this is one bony Cho'Gath. He needs to eat a little more or something. Oh, wait a minute.
And
we do see Trundle duking it out with a Mumu. Mumu missing the stun. However, Mumu's going to do so much damage if he continues to tank down every auto attack. His magic resist is going to get lower and lower. Waiting for that stun cooldown. 5 seconds. He's trying. Trundle does make a play and using the ultimate to get him a little bit of health back. And it's going to be enough to save his life.
And currently Mumu's level 8. Trundle just hit level 6. But Veigar,
There's the Veigar. He's going to be able to pick up the blue buff.
picking up the doubles.
What a great play. They saw that Mumu was still up top. Veigar was like, oh, hey, I'll come up and say hello. And turned it into a kill.
Katarina putting a ward out on blue buff and going to be farming out that mid lane once again. In the bot lane we have Thresh and Quinn. Not doing too horribly, but also down quite a bit of CS on the Sivir.
True. I mean, you're down 40 CS to the Sivir, who is just non-stop pushing your bot lane. You need to beg this Trundle to come down and make something happen.
But the issue with Trundle is, compared to a Mumu, he is a much weaker ganker. He's more of a team fighter and a counter jungler. But Trundle's not really in a position to counter jungle, especially when he's 20 CS behind, rather, to this Amumu. And the Trundle has a Spirit of the Spectral Wraith? What?
Yeah, he's looking to just get,
Are we looking at an AP Trundle?
Me? I have no idea. Maybe he knows something that we don't. Well, we see Katarina getting caught out here, but she is going to get hugified. However, hooked right back in. Silver ultimate coming out. There's a flash from Katarina. She is exhausted, though. Cannot get her ultimate. However, there it goes. Finally channeling. She's picking up one with the reset. She's looking for the Shumpo. Sanderson 2 for the double kill, and she's looking for the triple. There's the shield. They are not going to dive. They're going to back out as a Mumu showing up now. No one tanking the turret. Oh, but there's Lulu trading off a little bit of Mumu with the stun. Katarina easily able to go in. Oh, and the shield still going to get an execution as Vigar shows up once again to this Mumu and says, why hello, these double buffs are still on. Not happening.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
The Lulu there, I don't know what she was thinking. She went in, went out, went in, went out. Trying to be a trooper for the team, but it ended up.
She got executed. It's totally worth it. She just wanted to go home fast. Oh, but the Vigar with the Primordial Burst and the Q is more than enough to pick up the kill. He's continuing on. Curse of the Sad Mummy and a flash. And does not have Valor, so they can't catch him.
And Amumu has the tier 1 boots while Quinn has tier 2 boots. If she decides to chase, she could possibly. Nope. Nope, just no.
If Amumu's running MS Quins, he's faster with tier 1 boots than Quinn is with T2s.
Yep. And that's the problem of a DFG Katarina. Just kill potential at all phases of the game, as opposed to having an Abyssal, which prevents you from dying ever to Vigar if he catches you out.
Very true, and she is going to be able to pick that up here after 2 more minion waves. No problem. Back it, get it, and then continue on with this roam game that Purple has. This Amumu showing up everywhere, Katarina as well, and blue team's got to be scared to push out anywhere.
And Cho'Gath is getting to a point where I think it would take 3 people to kill him. He's got a Warden's Mail and a Rod of Ages.
He's got so much HP and damage on him. You can just see he's bullying out that Renekton. No problem at all. However, they're going to be going on there. Katarina does show up. Going to be going right on to Thresh, picking up yet another kill. And she's just laughing in the face of the enemy, knowing that there's nothing they can do.
And this is a pretty one-sided game so far for Purple Team.
Definitely
with top lane applying so much pressure, and Renekton, he's going to start losing out in scaling, especially when his Fury management is not the best. We can tell this Renekton pretty new to the champion.
Do you see? Oh, Cho'Gath picking up yet another kill. Nomenon down. Gets to going on to the Katarina. However, it's not enough burst as there comes the Cat with the Sinister Steel. Needs the auto attack though. Needs the reset and the double kill. Last tick. Finally resetting Katarina's skills there. If she did get that auto attack a little bit earlier, she could have possibly gone on to Quinn for a triple.
And Vigar just overextending a little bit too much, getting greedy with the kill and not having the ignite. But at this point, Cho'Gath is just going to keep split pushing and farming top. There's no need for him to group because his team is able to win these skirmishes. And with such easy objective control and easy dive potential, it's going to be extremely hard for Purple Team or for Blue Team to come back into this.
It's one of those things you can never give up. This is a fight to be in PulseFire Gaming's tournament here, to do the LCS style. 6 weeks of duking it out. All the information down below with the prizes and etc. etc. They're fighting. This is the losers bracket. The losing team goes home. The winning team continues on. You see Amumu sneaking up with the red buff and finds the Quinn, landing the stun with the red buff procs as well. She is unaware. However, she does go use Valor and gets out of dodge.
And I believe Trundle realized the error of his ways. He sells the Spectral Wraith and buys the jungle components all over again. Which...
Why? I'm a little confused. Why not just keep it? If you've already built it, It doesn't do you any good to put yourself behind. And
I do believe that AP does not scale.
oh, but there's the Amumu coming in with Kirsten's head mummy. Katarina is not there though to follow it up as it's a turnaround, and Katarina's taken incredibly low. But Cho'Gath feasting yet another individual. Trundle able to pick up the kill as he's continuing on to the Sivir. Amumu diving into the back line. The Amumu running away as Trundle's taking incredibly low. The box is going to be dropped. However, Sivir's picking up the kill, continuing with the auto attacks. Has the red buff. She does get hooked on in. The pop-up does miss. Spell shield and exhaust go down. Sivir taken so low. Still yet with the double kill. They're going to be pushing down this mid turret. Wind Renekton super low. So is Purple Team. Down goes the turret.
And that was an overall 4 for 1. The only surviving member is this lone, actually a 3 for 1. Katarina going down, and Thresh, Trundle, and Vigar going down for blue team. So right now they can't even win these team fights, especially with the tower, just because of how bulky Cho'Gath is and his ability to just keep farming out.
That's all they gotta do. Blue needs to just sit back, ward up, make sure they're safe, and look for any waves that they can. There's the DFG and the ultimate, but yet still not enough to kill this Katarina every single time. This Vigar does not have enough damage to do it. Keep trying though. Stay forever.
And I believe this Katarina is looking for that Merc, or not, the Abyssal Scepter on her next pickup. Cho'Gath picking up the Frozen Heart. And Sivir finishing that Bloodthirster. Probably going to go back and pick up a Zeal and half of a Phantom Dancer.
Now you do see Trundle finally picking up his jungle item. 17 minutes in, better late than never, I guess. But that puts him so far behind, as well as the 4 deaths. It's not a good sign for the jungler.
The Amumu also has a Sunfire Cape, so this is effectively like a 4.5 V5 right now. Trundle is so far shut down, and he also does not have the boots. I don't think he can gank any lane without fear of dying. You know, he ganks the Sivir, he's gonna get kited and killed. He ganks the Katarina. There's a high chance of him dying. And if he ganks Cho'Gath, that's just a lost cause. But Trundle does have a little bit of merit because he can debuff Cho'Gath. So if they force a lopsided 4v5 with, say, Sivir not there and Cho'Gath there, they could possibly turn it. But it's still off by a long stretch.
Very true. Down by 11,000 gold, and the fact that it's on the carries, it's on Katarina. Sivir's got a bunch, as well as Cho'Gath, who's that beefy front line that Renekton can't deal with. It's not looking good. Now
This Renekton also built a giant spell and a chain vest. He sold one of his cloth armors, and he has a rejuvenation bead.
Oh, but there's the Thresh making a play on the bottom, using the box, does not hit anyone. However, we see Quinn taking incredibly low. Katarina's trying to get in there, but she does pick up one kill as Quinn ran right into Katarina and just was like a petty kill. Oh, but the ultimate coming out from Vigar. And he gets the final lap as he picks up the kill on Katarina.
Overall, a 1 for 1. Quinn getting picked off, Katarina getting picked off. This Vigar is just feeding off of the Katarina. But once Katarina gets the Abyssal, gets some sort of magic resist, this is going to stop happening. But once again, in these team fights, the stars of the team fight will be Katarina and Vigar. So watch for their position.
True. Vigar, if he's able to stun Katarina, especially later in the game, she's going to die regardless. 2 buttons is all he's going to have to press, and she's gone. However,
I would like to say it's more like 4.
When we're talking later in the game, when he's got 1,000 AP and Katarina's got 650, all he's got to hit is DFG Primordial Burst, and she's dead. Maybe the stun, I guess.
That is true. I was thinking at least the Dark Matter or Q.
Maybe the Q. But we see Amumu going in with Kirsten's Sad Mummy, and the Cho'Gath pop-up is not going to land. And that is a huge cooldown that's wasted. Katarina sitting in mid as they split push. Pushing top, pushing at the same time.
And this Cho is just turning into an absolute monster. No one can contest him, and he doesn't have a Sunfire Cape, so he's actually going to be able to auto-attack the turret down without drawing aggro. And that's one of the beauties of not having Sunfire Cape. Just the ability to hit turrets without.
Oh, we do see it. Flash being blown from Lulu in mid as she did get stunned. Now Purple Team going to be backing off. But I like the joke there. You said, Cho'Gath's a total monster. I liked it.
That was an unintentional pun, not as funny as you are.
So everyone, and you can see this Cho'Gath knows how to play the champion, turns off the vulnerable spikes. You and me, same page.
Well, according to the Twitch chat, that's all he plays.
Really? He only plays?
He only plays Cho'Gath. He could be like me, a one-trick pony, as my friends endearingly call me.
At least that's one thing I'm not called. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I think I'd rather be the one-trick pony, because at least then you know the ins and outs.
That is true, and he's just gonna push down this tower. Once again, no one can really stop this Cho'Gath. He's just too tanky, and because of the amount of pressure that he's applying to the rest of the map, his team can just get free objectives. They can push down that mid tower, and even if they send Thresh, Amumu, Renekton,
we do see a bunch of cooldowns being used. Oh, as Katarina goes in, but the beautiful stun from Vygar is just going to disengage as Trundle uses his ultimate Deathfire Grasp, and the Q is not going to be enough, but Sivir is instead going to be able to pick up the kill and start pushing onto the bottom as Kirsten's head will be going down onto the Quinn, and she is popped up to her death. She got really high. She is not coming back.
she is not low.
No, she's dead.
And Vygar right now, without his ultimate, is going to be without his ultimate doing enough damage to kill Cat, is going to be a little bit in trouble, because if Cat positions well and waits out the stun, she can potentially play around Vygar. And once Cho'Gath gets all 6 stacks, he can just use his ulti at will. He doesn't need to save it for minions, so he can just lead with the ultimate. And Sivir getting quite a bit of damage on the bot turret, I believe.
Actually, she took the bot turret. This whole thing had played out. There was the fight in mid, the fight in top, basically Thresh and Mumu, or Thresh and Renekton went top. Used all sorts of summoners. The box was dropped. Renekton ult was dropped. Exhaust and Ignite couldn't kill him. The fight happened in mid lane. Vygar stunned Katarina. Katarina went in, put Trundle incredibly low. Sivir picked up the kill. Head minions there. Took the turret. And they took mid now here and top turret.
And this Cho'Gath is doing phenomenally well. Everyone up a considerable amount of CS. They're up 17k gold at the 23-minute mark, which is some incredible
Deathfire Grasp, as well as the ultimate, and just like that, Katarina didn't listen to your words of wisdom and got the Abyssal Scepter, but instead picked up a death or a hat.
And here comes the magic resist.
Oh, now we see it coming out.
A little bit late, but better late than never.
Absolutely. And with all her damage, if she plays it right and waits for that Vygar ultimate to go down on somebody else, then she can get the resets. And no big deal. They are going to hook onto the Amumu as well as the Flame forward once again. And the Pillar was not able to kind of permit block anybody. They're just going to disengage.
So as of right now, Renekton is completely out of the game. His item choices, putting in the Warmogs versus a Amumu versus a Sivir and versus a Katarina, not the best idea.
There's this Cho'Gath being an absolute fan, taken onto the turret. Quinn taken incredibly low by the Amumu. She's forced to flash away and use her ultimate as Katarina comes in, going onto the Thresh, using the ult, and continuing on her onslaught of damage.
And Sivir gonna backdoor the bottom. Not even a backdoor, just split push the bottom inhibitor.
It's a front door. She's knocking, and they did not answer.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
This is just not looking good for Blue. Purple take the bottom now. They have the pressure. They're going to take mid as well. The last thing that they need is just Baron and top. All they do is go home, get items, and this game is...
And this game is probably going to end within the next... How long would you say?
Well, by the time they back, go to Baron, take top turret. I'm going to give it about 7 minutes when the game ends.
Alright, I'm going to put my money on 30 minutes.
30 minutes, alright.
4.5.
But there's the hook going in onto the Amumu. Katarina still waiting, doesn't know where the Vigar is. The stun comes out, the Katarina ultimate, she's able to pick up a double kill, but Vigar pressing one button and exploding. Katarina is Renekton, sticking on Mumu, but the silence prevents him from using any skills. Mumu's trying, he's running, but we look down here and Vigar's taking incredibly low as Sivir picks up the kill, and now he's going to be sticking onto the Trundle as the flash, dodging the stun, but the counter flash from a Mumu. Great play, Sivir still chasing down the Trundle. That is going to be a kill. She is unstoppable. Renekton trying so hard to get the Amumu, but instead is going to back on off as he cannot do it.
So we have 4 minutes off of my prediction, 6 minutes off of your prediction.
We'll see. Purple team finally backs. They should grab items and go do Baron. It's absolutely free. There's no barcode on it. They just gotta walk over and take it.
And one good team fight after Baron is all they need. If they fail the first team fight, which I doubt they will, then it will take 7 minutes. But if they don't, I believe.
What are you willing to risk on it?
Let's just leave it at pride for today.
We're not taking my pride, that's for sure. All right, maybe. Maybe we're both wrong, and then both of our prides are gone. How about that one?
One should be like a 55-minute game. Oh dear Lord.
We should have called it out. So far, none of the games have ended quickly. They've all taken either total blowouts at 30 minutes, or they've taken 45. Neither team wants to end it out as Katarina says, Sivir, please tank this for me. She backs out of Mumu rotating over Cho'Gath in mid lane. And just kind of spread on out as Blue just farming.
And Sivir can't really tank the Baron, unfortunately for her. You need armor to tank Baron. Or you need a Phantom Dancer. And she has the Static Shiv, she has the Last Whisper, but she needs one more damage item, like an IE or Lifesteal Cleanse.
Well, and now the Mumu showed up and says, "Use my marshmallow buddy." I'll take this big bad banana slug-looking thing. If it was yellow, it's... They do take the Baron. Purple team backing, and all they gotta do now is push.
T-minus 2 minutes.
We'll see. If they push top, it'll be that slow push. As Sivir's taking onto the dragon now, she can do that by herself, no problem.
And who do you think will die first?
Oh, we're gonna do this again.
We'll do this again.
Last time I was close. They engaged onto the Varus and didn't kill him. Who's gonna die first? Well, Katarina's either gonna kill Quinn first, or Vigar's gonna kill Katarina first. That's my prediction.
My money is on Trundle.
Trundle
or Katarina.
See if Mumu sets it up right, can get the Curse of the Sad Mummy, locking them down. Like first down for Vigar. Like Katarina's got nothing to fear.
Trundle or Katarina, and then Quinn. So Trundle, Katarina, Quinn, Vigar, in that order.
See them pushing down onto that bottom inhibitor. They're going to be rotating to that mid inhibitor most likely next, as well as Cho'Gath pushing
the top inhibitor.
Thank you. Oh, but the stun comes out onto the Lulu, who's taken to a mere quarter HP, and Vigar snipes the kill away, but that is his ultimate down. Now, Katarina, the only thing she's got to fear is that stun. They're going to take that inhibitor. That's going to allow 2 super minions to then spawn in all the lanes. There goes the stun. Katarina still sticking away. Mumu not able to land a bandage. Papa coming down. Purple team looking to just kind of poke this on down and let minions platform.
20 seconds, 20 seconds. I believe.
You see here, Katarina been laughing all game. It's all eyes on a Mumu. If Mumu lands the stun, catch people with Curse of the Sad Mummy, there'll be a fight. There goes the stun onto the Renekton. No, they're not going to go and finish anything out here.
And because they don't have the amount of super minions, they can't really push in yet. They're still a little bit afraid, but once super minions roll in on this next minion wave, it's going to be a lot more different. Because these super minions are able to tank the turret shots, whereas these normal minions cannot.
There's Vigar with the damage, almost killing Katarina. We do see the engage going down now. Mumu stunning onto the Trundle using Curse of the Sad Mummy, locking down Thresh as well as Quinn's taken incredibly low. And then it's a double kill out of the Cho'Gath and a kill out of a Mumu. Vigar still alive, but no one even acknowledging his existence as they're going to be pushing down onto this turret.
This Cho'Gath is a hero. He does not care.
The exhaust coming down now as Thresh is taken incredibly low. Going to be trying to run away. The Ignite taken away is not going to kill him. We see Vigar with the flash. Stun. But that is game.
30-59.
Well,
Closer to me than to you. You called 32, I called 30.
alright. I want to let you know that if this was 1 second longer, 1 second, we would have tied. This is shenanigans, guys.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My prediction skills are clearly better than yours.
Alright. Well, plus if it's doing anything like Price is Right, I overbid, so my bid is irrelevant. But I do want to thank everyone for tuning on in so far. This has been the shoutcast between myself and Dreamless X, and as well as Gleos, who was here earlier for one game. There's PulseFire Gaming, and now the bracket will be updated, so you will see how this all works. This is the bracket. The teams that did win, 4 moving on, will be an LCS-style tournament week by week. They'll play off against each other until they come down to the finals. They battle for the championship and that big prize. You'll have to go down below and check the link to figure out what that actually is. And do you have anything to say, Dreamless, before we sign on off?
Let's just talk a little bit about the MVPs. Who do you think the MVP was?
MVP. Well, I personally thought that Amumu really brought it all together. He made some huge plays happen and was just everywhere at the right place at the right time, got the appropriate people fed, but it's going to Cho'Gath.
I definitely would agree with Cho'Gath. He was just a force to be reckoned with in the top lane. Definitely that early kill on Renekton, definitely setting the pace and drawing a lot of pressure up top lane.
The best thing about this Cho'Gath, we made jokes about him early, and he proved us all wrong. He got really fed, and though he was super skinny and bony, man, he sure knew how to eat. He ate well that game.
To be fair though, the Renekton build was a little bit peculiar. I mean, he buys a Null Magic Mantle, 2 Cloth Armors, and then sells 1 Cloth Armor, and buys a Warmogs. So he didn't have a completed item until about 20 minutes. And the Trundle starts AP with the Spirit of the Spectral Race.
Yeah, that was an interesting pickup.
Besides, AP is not a good idea, and then sells it and buys the Wizard.
Yeah, that whole game, it was a little bit of left and right. I mean, some missed buys, which caused them to put themselves behind. On top of, I mean, deaths of the carry. Bot lane got camped pretty hard, especially when Katarina and Mumu went down there for that 4-man dive. And the only person that was doing anything was the Vigar, and all of his kills were pressing 2 buttons on Katarina.
Katarina should have definitely rushed either a Zanya's for if she wanted to keep damage or an Abyssal. The extra DFG into Deathcap was a little bit of a mistake. Just because if Vigar gets slightly ahead and his team is doing fine, it's infinitely better to not be blown up instantly in the team fight and turn into a result in 4v5.
They tried their best. They drew out the game as long as they could, but Purple had the advantage, and they made sure the blue team felt it. They came in. Once again, the battle was between PFG Fury and Team East Coast. And Team East Coast, well, welcome to the LCS, bud. Or buds, I get buddies, guys and gals, team, whatever you like to call it.
Well, with that said, I do believe it was a very enjoyable set of 3 games. A little bit too snowbally for my taste, but then again, it is bound to happen.
True, that's the thing when you're playing with no higher than a Platinum 3 on the team and everything's got to be down below. You're in for one team to snowball, and that's exactly what we saw happen every time. One team got ahead and they kept that victory.
Alrighty, with that said, I'll leave you tonight. And I look forward to next week, Friday at 9.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dreamless, for jumping on in. It was always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Always fun to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to say goodbye in the Twitch chat. Let them know how much you love them, especially the 2 friends that are in there trolling him. I know you guys are still sticking around because that's what you people do. Please say goodbye.
All right, and have a good day.
Take care. I want to thank everyone who did tune on in, enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. Again, every single Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern till midnight, maybe 1 o'clock, depends on how everything all plays out. We will be doing this cast. This is, again, PulseFire Gaming and their LCS. This is the qualifiers. Now, the teams have been qualified, so we will get all the information with links and, you know, what teams are going to be playing so that you guys can see right in the beginning who you want to root for. Personally, I've seen Click Click Splat do it phenomenally. They've played so well in all the games, and that's who I've kind of got a little place in my heart for, but I have not seen Group 1, Group 2, or Group 4 that were all played here today. The whole bracket and all that information, once again, can be found down below. And if you guys enjoyed myself and what I do, please just click that follow button. Again, so that next week, right around 9 o'clock, you guys can join on in. I will do, of course, weekly giveaways. I'll just do $10 RP, so somebody can walk out with a little bit of money. All you got to do is tune in and relax, enjoy.